Hey guys, welcome back to the Six Covered. Tonight we are talking about 2011s. How they cost a lot of money. Are they worth it? We'll have a few comparisons. We have Pop's Quest, X-Ring, and WTF SoCal. So we're having fun. We weren't sure if we were going live, but since SoCal didn't want to go live, we're definitely going live.
And then Rick froze.
Yep, perfect.
Exactly.
All right, so my contribution, I'll just start right out of the box. I don't even have a 2011, so that's all I have to say about that. Everybody else, there you go.
But you have some KFC, I see. So
yes, sirree. I got my KFC. This is my container of coleslaw.
And if the Colonel was going to shoot competition, he'd probably shoot a 2011.
Empty plate of chicken bones. There you go. Boom.
All right.
Well, I would like to talk, and I'll just say hi, and I'll let everyone say hi. But I do have something I'd like to start with, if that's okay. So, hey, everybody, and we'll move it on down.
Talk.
You mean just go right into it?
Ray's
frozen.
Ray's got permagrin.
Sure, go ahead.
Move around, Ray.
No, I'm looking.
It's not a picture of you. It's a real you.
Well, I was actually trying to pull something else up.
Well, I want to. I'm probably the newest shooter here as far as getting into the progression of shooting, and I will just say that as a new shooter, you don't ever think of a pistol that costs that much. So there's a mindset or a progression, a process of getting into competition shooting. And 2011s are a very hard pill to swallow. I mean, for me and for every other normal Joe out there, I mean, that's like buying a used car. I mean, it's a very tough thing to commit to. My CZTSO is a very capable pistol for USPSA major power factor limited. I run this and I do pretty well with it. And it's even what I would consider fucking expensive, right? Like that's how I'd actually describe it. And then to step up to 2011s is like, well, that's no man's land. So I compare this to back when I was motorcycle racing, where it was like everyone that had the more money finished better. They got better components. They could buy better tires. They could put newer tires on more often, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of funny where in these kind of different sports where money does come into play and you have to decide how far you're going to take it, right? And so for me, it's kind of a tough thing. I mean, like I want to constantly have fun. I want to do well, because when you suck less, you have more fun. Let's face it. And I just made the commitment to a 2011, and Ray was nice enough to let me come down there and shoot a bunch of his, and very helpful deciding the features that I wanted in one of them. But man, it is a tough decision because you can't go hold them. You can't go shoot them. These are custom made guns. I mean, it's like buying a lightsaber. I mean,
it's about the same price.
How do you go about buying one? And I think Ray could probably chime in on how do you actually go about buying one. I don't have a clue. I'm basically shooting in the dark still, even after all the research I've done. I still feel like until I shoot one, I mean, the one that I've purchased, I still feel like I'm kind of lost. So
you were lucky though. You had a chance to not only find a friend that had one style, but a couple different styles. So that's huge. You could at least between those two, and I'll let from the poor guy that's trying to.
This is federal tax dollars working for the internet.
Don't know if I want to spend the money. Goes and orders it online, and then now you have 500 zillion options. It makes it tough unless you can't find them at the stores to just go pick them up. So it makes it tough.
Yeah.
Go for it, Ray.
All right. So basically, years ago, I got into the 2011s. I feel like at the time I had kind of plateaued with my pistol game. I was shooting a Glock 34. I was getting into 3-gun pretty hot and heavy. And there was another pro shooter that I was really good friends with. And I was like, man, I don't know what's going on. And, you know, maybe back from the days where I, you know, just shot the Glocks growing up. I asked him, I was like, what's holding me back? He said, that stupid pistol of yours. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The Glock 34? I said, it always runs. I never have malfunctions. I never have any problems. I said, I love it. And he said, yeah, but that's what's holding you back. And I didn't want to believe that, you know, because you got guys out there that can shoot these things stupid fast, like Bob Vogel and, you know, Dave Savigny and all that. But, you know, let's face it, we're not Bob Vogels and Dave Savignys. And so, you know, I didn't want to buy the game. It's like that golfer. I played a lot of golf growing up, but it's like that golfer that's always changing golf clubs like every 6 months, just like the analogy that Pop's Quest had with motorcycle racing. It's like the guy that spends the most money seems to win, but you have to have that skill. Well, I jumped out on a limb and I went into it pretty hot and heavy right off the bat because I asked him, I was like, what should I get? And he said, just go ahead and get you an Infinity. And, you know, I had heard about the STIs, and everybody that I talked to said, oh, you're going to have problems with this and tuning your mags and this, that, and the other. Now, this was back in the day where there wasn't as many custom builders as there are right now. I mean, you didn't have your Shea Kais. You didn't have, you know, Atlas and all these other, I mean, geez, I mean, look how many 2011 builders there are. I mean, they're coming out of everywhere. You got Eagle, you got, I mean, there's just so many manufacturers, and now you really don't know what one offers over the other. With all that being said, and I'm getting a little long-winded here, I'm just trying to think of how I'm going to word this. Of all the 2011s that are out there, the most expensive and probably the most well-crafted one is going to be an Infinity. I have yet to hold anything to even come close to that level. Maybe Rob can chime in on that because he got to shoot a bunch the other day when he came up here. But it's a lot of commitment. Really, the gun builder doesn't help you a lot. You don't see them out there in the wild that often. You know, you're looking at $6,000+ for, you know, for most of them, and you're going to wait 15 months. And of all the guns I own, nothing compares to those guns, those Infinities that I have. Now, you know, the STIs, that's a good, you know, baseline, but let's go even more baseline to that. You know, a lot of guys I know in 3-gun right now that are doing really well are shooting those Eagle imports, you know. I think the Philippines, or, you know, some good, I've seen some good ones. I've seen some bad ones, guys, which these came on pretty popular. You guys have seen these a million times. The STI, the DVC 3-gun, that's a great pistol. But it's like Rob said, it's a big commitment. That's $3,000. You know, you might get one for $2,700 or something like that, but then you've got mags and everything else. I still have yet to ever have tuned a single magazine. They have all worked from the factory. You know, when you get up a little bit up from there, you're going to get into your Atlases and stuff like that. And I've shot them. They're great guns. And then you guys have seen probably the review on this this Akai that Shay did up for me and another gentleman. And let me tell you, the fit and finish on this thing is unbelievable. Rob will tell you that. He got to shoot it. He got to feel the different texturing on it. But it is not an Infinity. As smooth as this is, it's not an Infinity. So that's kind of like my take on everything from, you know, one end to the other. I can't say the Infinity makes me shoot better than the Akai. It's what you get used to. But I will tell you that going to a 2011 made me a faster, more accurate and better shooter in competition than my Glock ever did. That's it. Long-winded, but there you go.
All right. So looking in from the outside, because I'm probably the only person on this panel has, with the exception of only shooting maybe 10 or maybe 15 rounds through Rick's Infinity, and that was well over 2 years ago at this point. I don't really recall how awesome it was, but looking from the outside in, I know Infinity offers that I don't recall exactly what they call it, but they mount the front sight on the barrel itself. And I know there's a couple of different manufacturers that they call it something else, but you know, does that really help?
I like it.
Does it really help?
Yes,
That's my question.
it does help.
Yes, it's the
Yes.
it's
If you're gonna spend,
I've never shot one until I was there with Ray shooting I think it was the Infinity was the sight tracker he had. Maybe it was the Akai, but it was the gun that I felt like I never took my eyes off the sight. Literally.
Because they're not moving. Yeah,
Right.
maybe it's easier to track them, so to speak.
They're moving
up and down, but not
the distance. They're staying in the same focal plane.
Right. Exactly.
But they are moving just a little bit.
Yeah.
So to me, I found out. I'll use this hand. I found out 3 things when I went to Ray's to shoot all his pistols. I found out I wanted a sight pick. I wanted a sight tracker. I wanted a flat trigger, and I wanted a Phoenix Technology steel grip. And after shooting all those guns, those are the 3 common things that I wanted in a 2011. Now, I didn't order an Infinity because I didn't want to wait 15 months. I ordered the Atlas Nemesis, and I should have it, a month or 2. But it was pretty much close to the price of the Infinity, and I intend to shoot the shit out of it. I don't intend to flip it or anything like that because there's not many on the market. I could order Infinity and probably flip that one and only lose $500 in a year. So there is that option. But I'm going to shoot it first, and I may get into the Infinity realm, but I don't intend to right now. And I'm not going to say I'm not going to, but I'm going to shoot it, and we're gonna see how it works.
I don't know. I think that's tough, Rob. You get really good at that one, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna upgrade. Now you got a hair of a different grip. I mean, it's doable. I mean, Ray can jump on any gun and do fine. Probably the rest of you can too, but I don't know. That's what's tough is like once you find that certain grip, like you were saying, like you really like that one, you're gonna wish you had that one the whole time, I think.
Well, that same grip is on an Infinity, basically, right, Ray?
Well, no, because they do their own Infinity grips, and they do have one that's very close to the Phoenix Technologies. Talking about this is that PT grip, and this one's extremely aggressive. I can't hold all these guns, but anyway, this one is an Infinity grip, and it's a metal grip as well. It's just out, but they also have this. But the 2 guns feel completely different, but is because of this back strapper right here. And Rob got to feel that when he shot the different pistols, how much a difference, like this curved trigger is opposed to a flat trigger. My other Infinity's got a flat trigger on it, but it's got this style grip on it. So, I mean, because you don't, unless you have somebody that you can shoot their pistol and know what you like, it's hard to come up with this if it's your very first. One of my recommendations, and I go big or go home, but once just get into how get rid of it and then go back to what you were shooting. But STI offers, and I'm not trying to sell STI here, but I'm just saying they make a lot of guns, decent price range that's half the price of like an Akai or an Atlas or you might want to get your feet wet first, and then if you don't like it, sell it, and then, or if you do like it, sell it and get the other one that you wanted while you're waiting on it. I've had a lot of friends do that. They'll buy something like a DVC-3 gun to and shoot it for a year and a half. 2011. Are you 7 years behind? Yeah. I don't know. What do you call them now? 2011s.
We're working into the 2021 here.
Well,
exactly.
It's kind of what I'm doing because Atlas offers a three month flip.
Yeah.
So if I can get their Nemesis in 3 months, I can shoot it for a year, and they're so new on the market, I could easily get out from under it with no loss, pretty much. You know, because I'm getting because I'm a YouTuber with 9,000 subscribers, I'm actually getting a good deal with 4 mags. I mean, so I can flip it no problem.
Well, and that's
Rob, since you came up, since Rob has come up, I've actually had 2 guys reach out to me specifically, and I did exactly for them what
Yeah,
they didn't shoot other than what they've seen, and they shot them, and they were like, "Yep, this is the way I'm going," and it helped guide them for their build sheet.
that's good, man. You're awesome for doing that, man. There's not many. It's hard to find people.
I don't mind, man.
Yeah.
I don't mind. That's why we're here. Share the information.
Well, I'm going this Saturday. I'm going to shoot about 1,000 rounds through the Nemesis. I don't even have yet, but a buddy of mine owns one in Atlanta, so it'll be. And we're going to set up stages and everything. It's going to be pretty awesome.
okay. Well, what's some of the reasons why you went with the Nemesis? You actually said, you know what, screw it, I'm going to order it. Like tell us. Like, why?
I got to talk to the builder firsthand. A lot of their parts come from Infinity. I mean, let's face it, they're using top-notch parts, and that's why he will tell you in an interview that the Infinity's a better gun because he's buying parts from them. I mean, he's protecting his source. But and you know what? It may not be. He may not build to that level, and I get it. But as you go through your shooting career, I mean, how good of a pistol do you need? I'm already pretty damn good. I mean, I'm stuck in C class, but I'm still finishing above all B class shooters with this sumbitch right here. So you upgrade to your ability, and maybe one day I'll actually need the ultimate pistol. But I think where I'm at right now, I could shoot this gun for 3 years and be fine. That's kind of my, and then I would have a year to decide if I really want to upgrade to an Infinity. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
sure. There's a ton of people that don't want to wait. That's the kind of world we're in now, you know. And there's people that'll build Infinities and then sell them on Gunbroker and make a couple $1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so even if you sold that gun in a couple years, you may not have to lose anything, you know, especially with having 4 mags. You know, if somebody doesn't want to wait and they want that, you might break perfectly even and still get to shoot.
As long as the reviews are good, there's value in it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a question from another guy, or the other guy, looking outside in on this whole 2011, 21, whatever you want to call it, thing. You know, looking back at my gun collection and all the guns that I've shot in the past, it always seems like the 1911 frame, that grip angle, the straight back trigger pull, it's always short and consistent, the single action feeling of it all. Would you all agree that that's really why they chose that platform for this type of competition firearm, as compared to like a Glock or any other, you know, CZ or any other? You pick one. There's hundreds of them. Wouldn't that be like the main like justifier for that selection of frame? Dead. It's just dead ears. That's hello.
Dead ears.
You guys in there? Hello.
Well, I'll tell
It
you.
answers itself.
I'll tell you that there are several guns out there, and if you go to a USPSA 3 gun or IDPA match, you're going to start seeing all the top lever shooters, and you're going to see what they're shooting. And they're all going to be single action. They're all going to be light triggers. They're all going to be heavy guns within the parameters of the sport or what you're shooting. And so there's some common threads there. And then there's those little directions you can go. And honestly, like I said, the CZ is something you can buy off the shelf and do pretty well with. And then there's guys that'll shoot what they carry. The purist of the sport, I get that. But the 2011 or the 1911, I think that the design of it is it's built more for speed. And so the 2011 is naturally just the best pistol platform for any competition shooting. That's just the pendulum trigger on all the rest versus the straight pull. I mean, it just seems like the better, if you're going to go there to me. So, and I don't even own one yet, but that's just the way I'm thinking. So,
but you own 1911s.
Yeah, but none that I shoot like I shoot that.
No, but I think, if you tried, you'd probably do really well. Eight rounds at a time.
Where I noticed the difference was in the longer distance shots. Like when I bought that gun from Ray and his buddy, that's where I noticed that it seemed like it helped me out more than anything. Like, was the accuracy, maybe it's just the better sights, maybe it was the better this or that, but I noticed I could shoot farther, more accurate, easier. And then Ray and I, not when I first met him, but we were talking about 2011 and I was shooting a Glock. I'm like, is it, like he had said to his friend, is it that big of a deal? And I think he was the one that told me this. He said, think of it this way. He says, if you take the times from each stage and it took you, say, 15 seconds and you shot a certain amount of rounds, and every one of those shots you could have saved like 0.3 of a second or whatever with just a shorter reset, easier trigger, and then you add that up through 5 or 7 stages, he's all, that's a few seconds. He's all, and that's what people can win by, so I said, oh, that makes sense, but I still can't shoot it worth the shit, but I try. But that made sense to me. It's like, okay, that's the reasons why people spend the extra money to get the better tools of the trade, I guess.
All right, so I want to share something. We're live, but this right here, this is the first pistol I ever shot. It is the first pistol I've ever owned. I got this when I was 11 years old, 1911. I have probably 100,000 rounds. So 2011 in my hands feels like this, and this is what I cut my teeth on. So I don't know. It just works for me. This pistol will be with me when I die because I will never sell this gun. And it's just the angle and all that just points naturally for me as much as, look, I love Glocks. I know there's a lot of you guys that hate Glocks, but I love Glocks. I like the way they shoot. I like the way they carry, but they don't hold a candle to any of these 2011s. Just not going to do it, even in a 1911. The only reason I don't shoot that in competition is because it doesn't hold enough rounds.
Yeah, the Glock is my carry gun, so I get that. They work when you need them to work, but not at a match. Doesn't work.
Your dial-up's getting slower there, Ray.
Yeah, no, my internet locked up. But anyway,
it's working again.
I will give another shout out to CZ here before I maybe jump off the train. I will say that they make some of the best entry-level competition pistols you can buy. Like, for the money, these are if you want to get into the competition without spending $5,000 or $6,000, I will say that this is an amazing option. And you can be good at it with these. Literally, you can really be good at it with these.
Oh yeah, opportunity to shoot that one though. When Rob came up, and that's actually a pistol like the CZs. I don't own many of them. I did my first review of one when Rick, and they're impressive little guns. But I did have a chance about 2 years ago. They came out with tactical sport. I was impressed with that gun, really was. And I saw quite a few of them on the 3-gun scene, then they just kind of disappeared. So I don't know what happened with that.
Well, the 2011 happened is what happened. But, you know, like I said, man, if you're trying to get in and you want to see, because a lot of times you need to get into the sport with something good that costs reasonable to see if you like the sport, which is where I was at 6 months ago, 9 months ago. And then when you want to go all in, then you can take that plunge. But man, they're great value for someone that's trying to get their feet wet, or someone that just wants to get into it for fun and do well with a great pistol. I mean, because honestly, that's better than you'll see. What's funny is that a match of 100 people, you'll see 30 or 40 of them shooting Glocks. And I look at them going, man, what the hell are you doing shooting Glocks? I mean, but and you'll beat everyone that owns a Glock with that, at least if they're not GMs or M's. I mean, but and if you can shoot, you know, but so just, you know, getting a pistol that costs just a little bit more, I think it's well worth it.
Nick's out there. I don't know. There's guys that with the stock Glock 34, 35 can kick everybody's butt. You know, it has a lot to do with the shooter as well. So, but you put the two guns together, you know, you might shoot a little bit faster with that one. That's the shitty part about starting on with the Glock for me was I shot a lot of Glocks, the 24, the 35. And then when I switched over to a 2011, was relearning the whole thing about the safety and shit. You know, it's like, damn it. You draw the holster and you're like, you know, forgetting to. But it's just a matter of practice. And if you're not practicing, it's not going to help.
Who'd you say is out there, Nick? Nick Hops?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
take it easy on my Glocks, man.
Yeah,
he's a great shooter. I've seen him kick ass with a Glock.
Yeah, he'll come and kick all of our asses with a Glock. I mean, he's just a natural born superstar. But outside of that, you know, the pistol is what the pistol is. You can make a pistol great, or you know,
or you can do it like you did it.
Or a great pistol can make you great. You know?
Or you can do it like you did it.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a great shooter. I mean, plus he moves like Spider-Man, so you got to give him that. But
he does. When the Texas Star doesn't spin and everything falls off it, you're like, what?
I'm like, shoot it with some buckshot or something. I mean,
I remember going. I didn't have anything to say. I was like,
yeah.
All right. Be right back.
I remember when I had just got my Agency Arms Glock, and I had not even shot it till I got to that event, and I'm trying to like dial in the red dot on it. I'm looking through the red dot at the sights, the iron sights, and I'm fine with that, you know. And I hate Glocks to begin with, just because I just cannot deal with the grip angle. It's so unnatural and feels totally fucked to me. But I'm trying to like dial in the red dot, and we were shooting the what do they call the thing with the two plates on either side of the rack?
The tree.
The shooting tree, and I think Rick and I were shooting it, and he was just consistently kicking my ass, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I'm missing this way and that way. I'm like, Nick, buddy, come here, tell me if this sight's on at all, because I'm trying to use the red dot. If I use the sight, it worked great. Red dot, not even close. And he grabbed the gun, and he's just like, it's like, I guess it's on, never mind, I suck.
Yeah, that's a humbling moment, you know.
God damn it.
Well, that's how you learn, man. That's how you learn.
And since I sold them, I sold them all. I sold them both. I don't need Glocks. I've moved on.
You sold a lot of stuff.
Yeah, move on to steel gun.
See, and that's the thing too. I'm like, I've been
I had to make some
getting
money
another
before
2011.
I had to burn some stuff before I went ass deep into AI and Night Force. That's just expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some dollars
That
spent
makes
on
it
Night Force.
2011.
Yeah, that should be your next purchase, SoCal.
Yeah, I heard his long range game has got a lot of potential.
He's got the equipment.
I'm definitely better at the long range game than I am the friggin' 3-gun game. And I know Ray would agree with me because he's seen me shoot long range, but not 3-gun.
Yeah, well, you're what, 6'5" or something like that?
6'4" yeah, depending on the shoes.
So I mean, big, tall guys, man. You got to get it's all about movement. So sometimes it's tough to move, you know.
Yeah, but 2 steps is 6.
You got a lot of you got a lot of shit to move around, you know. And plus the high grad, you know, you got weight way up where none of us have got, you know. So.
Okay, I'll take that. If you're giving me excuses, I'll use them all.
Well, okay. So go watch some of your GMs and M's in USPSA, and a lot of these guys are 5'6", and they got tree trunk legs, and they launch and they settle in real fast. I mean,
and it's true. Actually, just thinking about football,
a lot to it, man.
You think about the baddest ass linebackers are like 5'8" and weigh like 195, and they can crawl around and jump over and do anything they want with a football.
Yeah, a solid USPSA shooter is a linebacker with a gun, basically.
Taron Butler ain't no quick ninja. He's just quick and a ninja.
Now that guy's he's deceiving, man. He can
move,
but he's move, and he's not tall. He's right there at like 5'8" probably. I mean, I don't know.
And you can't blame age on it because then you got freaking what's his name?
Taron Butler's our age, man.
No, I'm not. Well, now I moved on. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about freaking what the hell's his name? The guy that can freaking shoot really fast.
Michalak.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Terry.
Yeah, he don't count for anything. He's
just special. He was put on this earth for one reason.
Yeah, he's like a machine.
Yeah, YouTube videos and awesomeness. I mean, I've seen him do like 10 shots from a fucking Barrett in like under a second or some shit. I mean, I don't even know how you fathom that. You know what I mean? Shouldering. You know, I don't know. Whatever.
Your internet's still there, Ray. You're just a little choppy.
He's in permagrin mode again.
Ask Pops if he has any advice for someone who wants to get into competition shooting.
Don't do it. It's expensive. Just find another hobby.
If you got tons of money to throw away, rock on, baby.
No, that y'all are being that's not the way to answer that question. Who asked that question?
Guns and Glory.
The easiest way to get into it is get you a couple of magazines, a mag pouch, and your favorite pistol, and go to a match.
Yeah.
And just tell them it's your first time, sign up and go. I mean, I don't care if it's IDPA, Steel Challenge, or USPSA. I mean, a 3-gun is a little harder to get into, so I wouldn't go there right away. But I would absolutely, looking back on it, I'm 50. I'm about to be 50 years old, and I've been doing this for a year and 3 months. I mean, I wish I'd have found this at 40 years old. You know, I mean, I'm in love with shooting sports. You know, I don't know what to say. Just do it. I mean, that's Nike's line, but just do it is really the key. And just go do a match somewhere, any match, you know, and just get to know some people.
Like Rob said, everybody is there and they'll want to help. They'll let you borrow stuff. I mean, that's the reason why we all,
you start to form a brotherhood. Like I've got y'all Team Trainwreck that is our 3-gun team, and you know, I've got Team Taco Power Factor. I've met these guys that I shoot USPSA with, and I mean, it's like family. I mean, and you get to know new people every time you go, and you start meeting and learning about some of the top level shooters, and you realize they're just normal people, and it's just a great environment. I don't know. I don't know any other way I'd want to spend a Saturday than to be at a match, honestly. And that's why I go to so many. I'm at a match every damn weekend if I can get my.
I know, man. I get jealous just watching.
It's just fun. I mean, what are you going to do? It's just fun. I mean,
it is fun, and the people are cool, and you know, it's the sport I enjoy. I'm not getting to do enough of it. This whole work thing.
Yeah, and I tell people don't get. And people are like, "Oh, I don't like to." You know, I don't know if I could actually stand there in front of all those people. I mean, because sometimes you look at the camera and you see all these people standing around. Don't get stage fright. Like, don't somehow work beyond that. I think so many people are worried about performing in front of a crowd. I mean, and y'all have all been doing matches forever, and there's always 10, 12 people standing behind you while you shoot. You got to put that out of your mind and just shoot, just have fun. I mean, realize that everybody goes through it, and somehow get over that. That stage fright thing, I know, affects a lot of people when it comes to the shooting sports, and that's disappointing. And I would just tell people that really think that they might have fun, just to find a way through that, because on the other side is so much more, you know, is worth so much more, you know.
Yeah, I think the only tough thing is being the first shooter.
I volunteer to go first every stage. I'm like, I'll go. You know, literally, I'm like, I got this stage planned out. I'm ready to go. Every time I line up, I'm ready to go.
That's because you never really end. You went from stage 1 to stage 90 because you shoot so much that it's like you just continuation of the next day.
Well, it's to me. Well, I've gotten over I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what your stage plan is. I know what mine is. I'm there doing my thing, and the key to having fun is to just do it enough to where there's none of that. You know, you're not worried anymore. You know, so.
Yeah, see, SoCal, he used to worry about that. He always said, like, I don't want to, you know, I get up there and in front of you guys and I'll make a fool of myself. I'm like, who cares? Like, as long as you're pointing the gun in a safe direction, none of us give a shit, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Everything's going to be fun at that point, watching and doing.
Yeah, shit, if you miss 50 times, you're giving everybody else entertainment. I mean, we're going to love it.
Half of the fun of my matches I go to is watching my buddies shoot. So why wouldn't I think they want to watch me shoot? Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you make friends and you all shoot together and it's fun. So.
And it's fun watching like your buddy slay a stage. Like you're like, oh shit, that was fucking fast. Yeah. I'm like, oh, and I gotta go next. You're like, oh, that sucks. Yeah. Like the spinner one, remember that one? I got lucky as hell. Like I was like, wow, I did halfway decent on that one. Now, if I could just get it.
Yeah, you showed everybody how to run that stage. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, but then the other ones I didn't do well on. But you have a good day once in a while or a good stage. Old X-Ring's having some technical difficulties. The weather's probably crap up there right now. That's probably not helping. At least they're showing over here on the West Coast that the East Coast is getting hammered with rain. Flood warnings, watches, or whatever they're calling it.
What's a flood?
What? It's this thing where it rains a lot, and then all of a sudden.
All right, back up. What's
it does
rain?
happen. It does happen.
What's rain?
It's this.
That's when God loves you and cries on your stage.
Oh, I see. I guess that answers a lot of questions I had.
California needs some rain right now. Last stage of the day, I want to.
We've had so much rain, it's ridiculous. I mean, I might be shooting in a fucking flash flood Saturday. It's ridiculous, but I'm going, damn it.
Yeah, see, Big Al, the first shooter of the first stage. That's what happened to me when I shot with you guys the first time for 3-gun. Remember, it was the jungle course for shotguns? And they're like, Rick's up first. I'm like, ah. And I felt like everything was in slow motion.
I was the first shooter of the first stage of the day on the last one we shot.
Yeah.
I still almost crushed you guys.
Oh, you killed us. You're doing awesome. I mean, seriously. when we went from Farmageddon and I brought out that timer to what you are now, I mean, 20 times better. I went from going, I know I'm going to kick Rob's ass, to Rob is going to kick my ass for sure, and I'm just going to hopefully be right behind him. Jerk. That's it. You know what? I'm booting you off this thing. I don't even like you anymore.
Yeah, whatever. No, it's all about time, man. It's all about how much time you can spend doing it. That's just the way it is. But either way, we always have fun, and that's the key, man. I'm like, I was talking to Calvin today on the phone. I'm like, I don't know when the next 3 gun is, but next time Team Trainwreck gets together, I'll be there. So I don't know if Clinton House is doing any more this year. I did some without you guys at Sand Hill, but they're doing repairs there. So my only option really is Clinton House. I don't know, it might be next year, maybe we do another one. So I'm gonna concentrate on pistol shooting for now.
Yeah, I need to concentrate on all 3 because I'm getting behind. I feel like I'm definitely getting behind. Well, and I just got off of a 2-month freaking didn't really shoot at all for 2 months because I was gone.
Yeah, you couldn't even dry fire. I mean,
yeah, I know. I had my tactical umbrella though, in case shit went down. Of course.
I mean, dude, I take my rig and my gun and my dry fire targets to work, and I'll spend my lunch hour dry firing. You can't even do that because you go to California for work. I mean, think about it.
I know.
You're
the closest thing I got to a weapon is a pocket knife.
Hey Rick, I don't use it, but maybe you can get rid of, or at least get some use out of it. You weren't there for the Farmageddon that I was there when I brought it, but I have that one of those CERT pistols.
Oh yeah, you showed me that when I was at your house.
Yeah, you should borrow that, man, and you can grab one of my Atlas targets.
Sweet.
Except that his draw is going to suffer because that's not going to feel anything like an Infinity.
Yeah, there's that. But it is an actual, an actual weight and size Glock. What is it, like a 17 or a 19? I don't remember what it is, but magazine's the right weight. But the thing that I don't like about it, if you do magazine changes, you have to buy their magazines because a standard Glock magazine won't fit in the mag well of that gun. It hangs up and you hit the release and just sticks there. You can like fling it and flip it. It doesn't come out. You have to pull it out.
Bald and Curious brought up a good thing about the airsoft gun. I actually looked into getting an Infinity airsoft gun that was exactly identical to my Infinity. Guess how much they wanted? $700 fucking for an airsoft gun. I was like, that's not going to be a good practice, but it's better than $6,000, right? But I'm like, there's no way I'm going to spend $700 on a badass airsoft gun because
I don't know, if you use it enough, it would be worth it.
Yeah, no. I need to find one on sale, but it was exactly identical to my 2011.
I'm sure you can find a custom-made one on sale. No problem,
man. Yeah. Maybe I'll call Ammo Mafia and see if they can find me one.
No, we don't really deal in stuff like that. Oh, God.
That was too easy, Rob.
I just pulled up the side chat. There's Bad Billy out there. Is he out there?
Heck yeah, 1776 or bust. Bald and Curious.
No, is he out there?
Bald and Curious is also. Yeah. That's an expensive airsoft gun.
I don't know, man. I mean, training aids cost money. So
yeah, and you know what? As I was saying that, I'm like, well, maybe I would be able to keep my training up. Could you imagine me going through the airport with a freaking Infinity airsoft gun?
Well, can you go through an airport with one or no? I mean, what's the deal?
No, I only carry a bag now. I don't even bring.
No, I mean, can you go with an airsoft gun on a plane or what?
No. Oh, I don't think you could.
Well, try checking a bag full of accidentally loaded magazines. They love that.
Whoops.
The best part about that, it was so funny. The cop is like, what's a CZ? He's like, I'm like, I can't take this back to California. It's illegal in California. So I don't even want to deal with it. Take it. Give it to one of your friends. He's like, well, what kind of gun is this? I'm like, it's a CZ Shadow 2. And he's like, he just went like from completely pissed off at me to like this child with his, like, that looks as his dad for the first time when he mentions puberty. It's like, what's that? He had no idea, not a clue what a freaking CZ. He never even heard of CZ, much less any of the firearms they ever made. It was hilarious.
That's like when someone talks about a Grand Power.
Well, at least CZ's good. Grand Power's just like.
I mean, y'all know those 2/3 USPSA targets that I buy. Those are actually airsoft targets. They're made out of thin cardboard, so the airsoft round can go through it. So that's why they make these badass airsoft pistols, is because there are some countries where you can't own firearms, and they actually do USPSA matches. I guess matches in air quotes with airsoft guns, and they use these 2/3 size targets because I guess they downsize the targets because the recoil is nothing on airsoft, and it's. You know what? If I didn't have the option to shoot like real bang bang guns, I would find that fun. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
That'd still be pretty fun. So yeah, in that case, I'd spend $700 on pistol, no problem. You know?
Yeah, I just haven't bit the bullet yet. Figured I could buy some real stuff for that.
Hey, Billy, he gave one magazine, and I think it had some ammunition in it. Oh, good.
And yeah, I'm actually bringing the firearm. Actually, well, all right. Let me back up and rephrase that. I'm not bringing any. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not bringing anything. But the next time I see you, if and when that might be, I will reciprocate the loss for you.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. Let's see. Have you done a rundown of the outside chat? We got 1776 or bust. He just got himself a new M1A, like a boss.
Nice.
This is out there. Fuzz Fort.
Let's do this. Sounds like you already got it going.
Guns and Glory. He's a new guy, kind of.
Yep, got a new channel out there. Yep. I subscribed to him yesterday.
Oh, Big Al, Midas, might as well be Fire God. Shit. Who else?
Harry's
Cops, Fuzz Fort. Fuzz Fort
8.
Y'all tell me if I miss anybody. I think that's about it.
Harry's holster.
Oh yeah, Harry's holster. Yeah. I was gonna go up to. It's not gonna be real right away, but I'm gonna meet him up in North Carolina at that match that Chris Tilley shoots, and I'm gonna find a weight on his squad, and he does these after deals where he does this. If y'all go to his channel, he does this breakdown of these dudes, these regular dudes that just shoot the match with him. I'm like, hell yeah, I'd love to have that. Papa's Place, Daniel.
There's Papa.
Yeah.
So when's he gonna be down? He's gonna be in North Carolina?
No, Harry lives up in North Carolina. I'm gonna go up that way and shoot. It's not gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a couple months probably till I can get my schedule right. But I'm gonna find a match he's shooting. I'm gonna contact him. I'll find and see if I can squad up with him, and it should be cool.
Huh. That is cool. North Carolina as in the state.
Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, y'all can open carry up there.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, open carry the shit out of that.
Yeah, I'll just keep it.
I don't know. Can you open carry if you're not a resident of the state? I don't know. I don't know the laws.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Maybe if you're got a CCW with a different state, you might be able to. I don't know. That'd be a good question for someone that knows.
Or if you're just in the state, yeah.
Come shoot in Raleigh. Or come shoot in PA, I mean.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, Harry, I figured he lived somewhere near there. Thought he lived down in Florida all this time.
Didn't he go visit Big Johnson at the NRA convention? Or who was that? Wasn't that him?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Tilly's got. Huh. Oh, there's less. Yeah, the thing is, when we were talking about the 2011, and you got all these options, like, you know, you obviously got the front sight tracker, whatever you want to call it. Then you got like the on the Akai's, which are beautiful 2011s as well. You got a chance to shoot his, right? You know, how it felt heavy, that tungsten sleeve barrel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like
5 fucking pounds, like holding a fucking dumbbell out there shooting it.
Yeah, it's heavy, less recoil, but it was in 9mm too. It's like
one of my daily exercises is take a 10-pound dumbbell and I put a sight on it. Y'all think this shit's funny, right?
No, I seen you push your car around. so nothing stupid.
I take a 10-pound dumbbell, I put a front sight on it, and I'll put it out there, and I'll take that 10-pound dumbbell and I'll throw it to my left hand, and I'll single hand that, and I'll throw it and I'll sing. And I have a target on the wall, and this is exercise shit right here. I'll make a video for you guys. You'll think it's funny, but it's but just strong hand, weak hand, strong hand, weak hand. I mean, do that 10 times with a 10-pound weight and try to hold it on target. And it ain't got no trigger on it, but it's a good exercise, you know.
I used to do the same shit when I was all serious about racing. You know, mainly go-karts and SCCA, and I used to take a 25-pound dumbbell or just the plate, and I would hold it out, and I'd move it and then try to stop it as fast as I could, and then I'd hold it and then move it, and then I'd take a break. When I push it out, move it, and then bring it back. I do that shit for like 10 minutes. Fucking shoulders and arms were like, fuck you, I hate you. It never made me a better driver, but at least I didn't get tired.
What is a reason I do squats, I push trucks around, I do shoulder exercises, and I do push-ups is because shooting involves your legs, you know, it involves all that. I mean, so that's all the exercises I'm doing because that's what I want to get better at. So
that's what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, being physically fit is definitely helps. Like the only reason Nick beat me was because, you know, he's just badass. Nick shot well. I think the next time you shoot together with him, he's going to be impressed with your updated abilities for sure.
Bowling Curious says he just takes turns pissing with each hand, so it's all the same.
That's got to be tough.
1776. I know he works out. He's bullshitting right now, but I know he's a worker outer type dude, man. I just, you know, what's funny is, you know, when you work at getting better at something, it's focused, right? So I might do stupid ass exercise, but it's focused on what I want to get better at. You know what I mean? So everybody has to do their own thing.
Yeah, when you stopped buying fuel and you started pushing your car around, I knew you were serious.
Well, and I don't want to I don't want to lose weight and become some little dude. I think being bigger actually helps you with the pistol, right? You know, so.
In what way?
Well, managing the pistol, like when you take 2 shots, it feels like one. I've seen little guys. Matter of fact, one of my Team Taco Power teammates, Matthew, he's a little dude, you know. He's tall, but he's skinny dude, right? And I can see the recoil, right? You don't, when I hold a pistol and shoot it, you barely see the recoil. Look at my videos. I mean, you barely see it. So it's all about grip. It's all about managing recoil, but it's also I think if you have more mass, it actually kind of helps a little bit. And Nick, and take Nick for example. He's a big dude. He's muscular. He's strong. but he's also a large. He's at least as tall as me, maybe taller. But I mean, that guy, there's no recoil. There's literally no recoil. So
yeah. I was just kind of
I just think it helps.
thinking of it as the other end too, when you're transitioning from target to target, or you're going quick stopping. You got to fight that as well. So there's probably a middle ground that's perfect.
Well, it's about efficiency. There's little guys that can't push off as fast, and they can't stop as fast because they don't have the muscle mass and so they just kind of limp along. And then you got big dudes that can't get going fast enough, and it takes them forever to stop. And you got the middle of the road guys, which is where I'm trying to be, with like enough mass and enough ability, but also able to push off fast enough and actually stop fast enough to get on target. So I think there's a nice, being a solid person, middle ground, being able to get those push offs and get those legs to stop you right away and stuff like that. So I think there's a nice middle ground.
Yeah, makes sense. Especially in 3-gun where you're shooting shotgun, you get some little person on there just pushing them back.
Well, but we all know little guys that can kick ass, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that 16-year-old not Brady, is it Brady? He's good.
Yeah. So Nick's the 5'11", 235. I mean, I'm 6 foot 230, so he and I are about the same size.
Yeah, there's a lot of 6-footers.
Yeah.
I have a hard time slowing down, getting set, but working on it.
Yeah, Daniel, I want to be like X-Ring. Damn right. Who wouldn't want to be? Man, that guy.
Shit, I want to be like X-Ring.
He pulls the
I
trigger.
want to be like X-Ring. Have all his shit he has. Some cool ass tools.
1776. You need to gain some weight, brother. But he doesn't do
chopstick.
I think when it comes to,
there ain't no way in hell he's 110 pounds. He got a typo error on that shit.
Yeah, his left side of his body's 110.
Yeah, he's probably 220. He's a muscle dude.
I'm gonna guess. I bet he's right at 230. No, he's 6'2". I bet he's 240. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You got to be.
It's all good.
Yeah, you gotta
I'm 6'4", 230 something, closer to 240. But I have like a great advantage on every, because I'm very lightweight on the top and the bottom. It's just I carry all my weight right above my waistline, so it's like real bitchin', like center of gravity. Everything's like a gyroscopic. It's like a gyroscope, like a gyroscopic, like kind of thing. You take off in one direction and everything else kind of follows and then stops. As soon as your legs stop, everything else kind of stops. It's like a real like an advantage, I guess. I don't know. I never really put it to a test.
There's a definite, you have to learn how to use what you got, and when it comes to competitive style stuff. But that's why I don't focus on like getting skinny or weight loss. I focus on performance and being able to do the best that I can do. And I know I can do a lot better, but right now where I'm at is, work on that. So
now, do you see yourself going up in a class soon?
Not now.
You were right now, be sure.
Nope. I'm in C class right now, but I ran a solid B class at the last match. And, they take they average your last 6 of your last 8. So that's back when I was, kind of improving. And so even though I'm close to shooting solid B class classifiers, they just moved the percentages up because like the top level guys are doing better. And in USPSA, there's no like guidelines. I guess they do percentages based on the top level shooters. So when they get better, it makes it hard for you to go up. So I'm I'm gonna be stuck in C. I'm shooting the Georgia State match in a few months, and I'll probably be in C class when I shoot that. And I'm gonna, if I am stuck in C class when I do that, I'm gonna just try to win the whole fucking thing, you know. So that'll be my goal. But whatever.
Are you supposed to want to win the whole thing anyways?
Not at a state level. No, I mean that's hard to do. But because there'll be GMs there. There'll be, like at the South Carolina State match I shot, there was several GMs. Hell, there was 10 M's. You know, then there was A's and B's, and I still finished mid-pack. So I was very happy with my performance there, and I was fifth in C class. So I don't know. So I think, you know, I'll try to win C class if I'm stuck in C class. I mean, that's all the good can come out of it. But whatever.
Hey, Nick was asking you if has there been a classifier at every match that you've been to in the recent past? He didn't say recent past, but basically it wouldn't count if it was in the past. But
Yeah,
the recent past, you've been good.
Yeah, the way USPSA works is once you've been shooting it for a while, they take your best 6 out of your past 8. So let's say you tried to burn a stage down, and yes, there's always one classifier. If it's a sanctioned USPSA match, there has to be one classifier. So if you try to burn down every one and you get, you know, where you 0 out of stage, which is usually what happens, you know, you're the 0 or hero, you either move up in class or you get a higher percentage than what you currently shoot at, or you shoot below. And if you shoot below, let's say you're in C class or B class and you shoot below that, they don't count it. But you have to get 6 out of your last 8 that count in order to move up. Well, I'm at 58%, and I need 60% to move up to B class. So I'm really,
that sucks.
Yeah, and it really sucks. So whatever.
I'm still trying to figure out why you give a shit anyways, because they still have the overalls. It don't matter.
You know what? I just don't want to be on the score sheet as a C class shooter. That's it. That's all. You know what I mean? So whatever. Because the overalls are overalls, so I'm going to finish the same regardless. I just want to be a B class shooter because what's funny is I beat most every B class shooter in the match, you know. But for some reason, my classifiers, I don't shoot them that well. So I don't know.
Well, and that's the reason why you practice those at the farm too. That definitely probably helps a lot.
You ever consider it might be the shape of your beard?
Could be.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
No, I'm just saying it might be something to think about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not focusing on it, so it's all good.
Well, maybe you ought to.
He can't even see it.
The power beard?
I noticed, Rob, that you got the old sides really growing out there, buddy.
That's what I'm saying. Slowing him down.
I haven't decided what to do. Y'all cut me some slack.
Well, I'm just giving you ideas. I mean, obviously you're a badass shooter. You know you're good. You do well at matches, but maybe it's the fact that your beard is getting puffy that maybe when you do your classifiers, perhaps like if the sun's overhead and it's reflecting down into your beard hair and then up into your eyes, you can't really focus as well as you might be able to on just being in that singular moment where you need to be. Maybe you can do better.
You got Bald and Curious. He's trying to get out of the sea. He's working on it.
You're not buying that, are you, Robbie?
He didn't even listen.
No, I was half-ass listening. I know what he was saying. I know.
You might get that one beard wire whisker that like in your peripheral while you're trying to shoot and like be all like shit.
Well, maybe when I make B class, I'll shave it all off. Maybe
I'm thinking it's distracting.
Oh, that would be nuts. Like all of it?
Yeah, every
I'll be like, have you seen Rob? Is Rob around?
I'll be like skinhead, no face. That's the new B class guy on the squad. Yep, that's him right there.
That's with the mohawk, right?
He'll end up looking like Nick. That guy didn't have a friggin' hair on his body.
This is Mr. Clean with a Glock.
Looks like, yeah, exactly, Mr. Clean.
Giggity.
Nick's got some hops too. He can shoot like a son of a bitch. Bald and curious. I am B in production and stuck in.
Hey,
Bald and curious shoots
is
well.
Nick still out there?
Yeah.
If Nick's still out there, tell your dad he owes me a tray of cookies. I don't remember why, but yeah.
Well, Nick says he doesn't think they had any classifiers. If it was a USPSA match and not an outlaw match, then they have to have one classifier. And you'll know the classifier. Usually the stage brief looks like a white paper and black lines on it, and it has the classifier at the top. And what's cool is if you can get your hit factor and you know which one it is, you can look it up and see what class you're in. So
Good guy. I'm back.
Did you go?
Yeah, it locked up and then froze up, and then it sucked too because I actually was talking about some great stuff.
I have no doubt.
They hate that. I was having the best intel. I was giving out great information, and sure as shit.
Well,
Internet.
it's probably all about like what's in those books behind your head. Those books, all that intel, yeah, right?
No, that intel ain't gonna help you shoot anything.
He could have just gone with it and said, yeah.
No, I don't like to lie.
Right.
I don't.
all right. All right. So Nick just said, did you watch the last one? Yeah, I watched the last one. Did y'all register on Practice Score? If you can type that in the comments. Or did you go to the match and register? Because if he registered on Practice Score, I can go look at the match and tell him what the classifier was. I can do it right now.
Did he shoot with Live for Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live for
I
Wild?
was thinking that was Silent Bob the whole time.
No, he said it was a USPSA. No, that was the next one he put up. But
Oh,
all right. So what was the gun club, Nick? What was the name of the gun club where it was at? And I'll look it up. Because they have to have a classifier if it's a USPSA match. We'll get Bald and Curious to look it up. Is he in front of a computer? Maybe he can look it up for me.
yeah, it would be on there. At least you'll know the percentage. That'll kind of tell you where you're at.
SKSC. Okay. Well, look for the stage with like the 8-second times. No, I'll be able to tell you just from the name. Hang on a second. SKSC. Let's see. Score.
Doing some intel.
SPSA July. Was it July match? Yep. All right. Here we go.
This like brings a whole new meaning to Ammo Mafia.
You got to be a member, though, right, Rob, to make those? You got to pay for the.
Right. If you're not a member of USPSA, he's a U, so he wouldn't be a member. But let's look at the stages. So stage 1 was called.
Live for Wild just jumped in.
Hang on.
What's up, John?
Oh my God, they don't have names to their stages. All right, this is weird.
I did okay, I think you said.
All right, this is kind of fucked up because, so this is kind of weird. It says USPSA July match. Maybe they don't do a classifier.
It's a half-ass Michigan thing.
Oh, he signed up too as a member, so he's good.
Hang on.
So those would count as his qualifiers.
No, but there's no. If you go to that match, there's 6 stages, but it says stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. So normally, at a USPSA match, it'll say the stage 1, and it'll give a name to it. Well, based on the name, you can tell what classifier that is. Well, these ones are, it just says stage 3, stage 4, but I can go to, like I can take one of the member numbers here.
If you rewatch those videos, Robbie, you probably recognize it because you've done so many classifiers. Perhaps you've already run it.
No, but I'd have to go. Well, I'd have to go back and look at the video. But
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So 3, 4. I mean, every stage is short. Like every stage is 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds, 16 seconds.
That's going to make it hard to figure out.
You're not going to, it doesn't matter because, I mean, a lot of our stages are 20 seconds. There are a lot of field courses, but most of these stages are shooting stages. They're not moving stages. So I don't know which one is the classifier. I really don't. All I know is it was like if you look at the Nick finished second place in limited. Hell, that's pretty awesome.
He shoots freaking good.
Yeah, the M shooter, the master shooter, beat him, but no one else did. So that's pretty cool.
That's having some skills for sure. How many shooters was there overall?
There's 15. He finished second out of 15. That's pretty fucking good. Oh wait, no, that was 3. That was that's the match. Yeah.
No.
Pretty damn good. Congrats, brother. That's awesome.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, yeah, like Fluffy's Revenge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll know the names after a while.
Almost have to just watch the damn video.
Yeah, so the best thing to do is just get a membership, and then when they start uploading, you'll see them and stuff.
Should have been in first. Shitty steel target. Oh, it's. How'd John do? He's on there too as well, right? So we got you talked in SoCal to ordering up your next purchase there, buddy?
No, not so much. I got a lot of tied up in jeepiness.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, SoCal bought one badass Rubicon, and am I gonna see it Saturday or what?
Yeah, we'll be there. Good, right? Yeah. How tall is the parking garage? Hopefully I can fit in it. I just got it lifted today, so yeah.
Every time a guy that owns a car buys a truck or like a Jeep, he's like, they feel like Godzilla, like they can't fit in the parking lot. He already has a truck. Never mind.
Yeah, there's
It'll fit in there. Trust me. We'll fit it in there.
All right, we'll squeeze it. No, if it'll fit in my garage, it'll fit in that garage, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I got a solid 1.5 inches, so I'm not scraping.
Until you put your lift on it.
No, it's on it. That's what's left the lift. If I put 35s on it like I want, I'm not going 37s now. I'm gonna burn these tires out first before I even put 35s on it. But yeah,
burn them down.
I'm loving it.
All right, I got to work tomorrow. We got to cut this bitch off.
Yeah, let's cut this cord.
I mean, y'all can stay.
I'll hang out for a while, but
say goodnight.
Say goodnight.
I'm tired of listening to you.
Y'all be good.
And if you
can't be good,
be good.
Add a Rubicon.
All right.
See you guys later out in the side chat. Good seeing a lot of those old people out there. Cheers, guys.
Don't call them old.
No, I mean old friends.
There you go. All right, guys. Appreciate it. That was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. And talk to you guys later. Stay safe.